and talk to our correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky, who joins us now. Noga, 14 people killed here. Supposed to be a ceasefire, isn't there?
It's supposed to be a ceasefire, and it's a very funny ceasefire. It's unclear who the 14 people were. We should add, on either side, we don't really know. The Israeli army always claims to have been targeting terror targets, but that hasn't always been the case, as we know. In Israel, the situation is very bad as well. A soldier was killed yesterday in interaction, let's say, with Hezbollah, and 6 others were wounded. 4 are in critical condition. And this morning, Israelis on the northern border woke up to sirens and incoming drones and missiles from Hezbollah. So whatever is going on, either on the diplomatic level or on the military level, is just not working to keep people safe. For Prime Minister Netanyahu, this is turning into a huge political problem. What he wants is to simply reopen the Lebanese front and pummel Hezbollah. Not that that has brought Israel great security results in the past, but that is what he wants. And he is restrained by Donald Trump, who unilaterally declared a 3-week extension on this ceasefire a few days ago. And this comes as a result, in fact, of the American hope of keeping an avenue still open to talks with Iran. It is Iran that demanded this Lebanon ceasefire to be linked to the general U.S.-Iran ceasefire, which is also a bit wobbly these days. So Netanyahu's hands are tied. For now, he hasn't dared completely and totally defy Donald Trump, but he's in a security meeting right now, which he called urgently, and thus canceled his appearance at trial today, which we'll discuss later. And Israel has to make a tough decision. The political pressure on Prime Minister Netanyahu, who likes to present himself to Israelis as Mr. Security and is failing now for 2.5 years straight to provide Israelis with security, is immense, and we should expect some sort of response on his part, either a demand that the White House free his hands or simply deepening the Israeli operation against Hezbollah in Lebanon with all that that implies.
Yeah, you mentioned that abandoning or cancelling of that trial there, Noga. I mean, it comes as there's an awful lot of internal politics going on in Israel as well, isn't there?
An awful lot, indeed. So regarding Prime Minister Netanyahu, on that side of the political map, his trial was supposed to restart today. He's on trial for very serious charges of corruption. He has all but begged Donald Trump to intervene, something that doesn't exist under Israeli law. And yet Donald Trump did request a pardon on Netanyahu's behalf, but that pardon request is about to run out. The pardon request was based on Netanyahu's claim that he couldn't possibly run the country while appearing in trial. But his own testimony only has about 2 weeks to go. So every time he cancels it, he's pushing off the date in which his pardon request will no longer be legally valid. That said, yesterday we heard from the president of Israel via the New York Times that he is not planning on handing this very irregular and possibly even completely illegal pardon to Prime Minister Netanyahu anytime soon. So the Israeli Prime Minister is stuck in that respect as well. On the other side of the political map, we see 2 former Prime Ministers, Naftali Bennett from the right and Yair Lapid from the center, joining forces, creating a new party that they've called Together, and they're presenting themselves almost as a sort of nostalgic front, telling Israelis, remember when we were in charge, 2021 to 2022, life was better, presenting themselves as a consensus party, proudly saying they don't agree about everything, and they are gearing up very clearly for the elections, which Prime Minister Netanyahu for now is still refusing to call.